They called him the god of mischief, but his greatest joke would tear Valhalla apart. A single prank so cruel, so brilliant, that it turned every god against him and set the stage for Ragnarok itself. Today, we unveil the moment Loki crossed the line from trickster to traitor. Long before the chaos to come, Loki was not an outcast. He walked among the Aesir, sharing their feasts, their battles, and their laughter. He wasn't born one of them, a Jotun by blood, yet Odin swore brotherhood with him, believing that wit could be as valuable as warriors. Loki brought a spark to the cold halls of Asgard. He was the one who turned boredom into laughter, arguments into games, and rivals into companions. He could make the stoic Thor chuckle, and the all-seeing Odin reconsider. But underneath that charming smile was a restless, ambitious mind, one that loved control more than friendship. When the gods boasted of their beauty, their strength, and their glory, Loki, the outsider, felt small, a shadow in their radiant light. And so he decided to remind them all just how fragile their so-called perfection really was. His stage was set, and his target was the very symbol of Asgardian beauty. One morning, the sun rose not to cheers, but to sheer panic. Thor's roar of fury ripped through the halls, his hammer shaking the very foundations of the sky. Someone, in the dead of night, had crept into his chambers and cut off the magnificent golden hair of his wife, Sif. Its loss was a catastrophe, an insult to both Thor and nature itself. Every single eye in Asgard turned to one god. And of course, he just stood there and grinned. It was only a joke, Loki said, his voice laced with amusement. But this was no laughing matter. Thor's rage was legendary, a force that could level mountains. The gods swore that if Loki did not fix this, if he did not restore Sif's glory, they would break every bone in his body. For the first time, Loki's quick wit had cornered him. Desperate to save himself, he flew to Svartalfheim, the dark, cavernous land of the dwarves, the master smiths of the 9 realms. He approached the finest artisans, the sons of Ivaldi, with promises of gold, glory, and eternal fame if they could weave new hair for Sif, hair made of real shimmering gold that would grow just as if it were alive. Intrigued by the challenge, they agreed and forged a masterpiece of flowing golden strands. But Loki was Loki. He couldn't just leave a good situation alone. He had to add another layer of chaos. He approached 2 other dwarven smiths, the brothers Broker and Atri, and made a new, audacious bet. He wagered his own head that they could not possibly forge 3 treasures greater than the ones made by the sons of Ivaldi. Fueled by pride and insulted by Loki's arrogance, the brothers took the challenge. They toiled at their forge, creating wonders beyond imagination. They crafted Gullinbursti, a golden boar that could run through air and water. Gungnir, Odin's unstoppable spear that never missed its mark. And finally, their masterpiece, the mighty hammer Mjolnir, a weapon of such power it would become Thor's signature. Loki had sparked a contest between worlds, all for his own amusement, and he almost lost his head for it. When the dwarven brothers came to Asgard to collect their prize, Loki, clever as ever, argued that the bet was for his head, but not his neck. Since they couldn't take one without harming the other, the deal was off. Furious at being cheated, the dwarves sewed his mouth shut instead. The gods laughed as Loki writhed in silent agony. But something in that laughter was different now. It wasn't the sound of shared joy. It was the sound of fear and distrust. They had seen how far he would go. From that day forward, Loki's mischief was no longer innocent. Every joke cut deeper. Every plan he hatched carried a shadow of revenge. He continued to help the gods again and again, but each favor came with a price, usually paid by someone else. When he saved Asgard from a giant builder who threatened its walls, he did so by tricking and betraying the giant. When he outwitted monsters, he also secretly fathered new ones. The great wolf Fenrir, the world serpent Jörmungandr, and Hel, the queen of the underworld. His cleverness made him both indispensable and unforgivable at the same time. The gods needed his mind, but they grew to hate the man behind it. The seeds of hatred had been planted with a pair of scissors and a malicious laugh. From then on, every catastrophe that followed, the binding of his children, the death of the beloved god Balder, and the final war of Ragnarok could all trace its origins back to that single moment of mockery. The prank that made the gods realize once and for all that Loki was not one of them. He never was. In the end, Asgard didn't fall because of the strength of its enemies, but from the fractures created by its supposed friend. Loki's cruel trick taught the gods a truth they could never unlearn. Betrayal doesn't thunder at the gates, it whispers in the halls. It comes from within. If you think that was Loki's worst crime, you haven't heard how he killed a god with nothing but a sprig of mistletoe. That story didn't just break hearts, it broke the world. Stay tuned for the next chapter of our journey into myth. And if you enjoy diving into the shadows of legends, don't forget to like this video, comment which god you'd like to see next, and subscribe for more stories that unearth the truth behind the myths. Thanks for watching.